Welcome back to the Best Start Guide. It is day 156 and it's clan versus clan, so it's time to do some things that have been putting off, like booking Wixwell. And also, the next thing, I'm going to do that in this video, but the next thing I want to do is make my way to Arbiter. We're 8 missions away. So the next thing I got to do is Fire Knight. I put together a Fire Knight team last night to try to push through it, and it failed. But I think I know how to actually make it work. So I'm going to do that today, and you're going to watch me do that live. And if it fails again, I'm going to be embarrassed, and then you can point and laugh. But that's going to involve improving Lady Mikage. So what I wanted to do with her is, well, let's look at the build first. I built her for Clan Boss, basically because I wanted to make the clan boss work, and yesterday it worked with flying freaking colors. I actually scored 200 million on one level of clan boss, uh, and I got close to 160 on the Ultra Nightmare clan boss. So it definitely works, but I want her to amount to more than just a clan boss champion. And one of you commented as such as well, that she's probably better used in dungeons. I also like using her in arena, so this accuracy completely unacceptable. 30 is just ridiculous. That's not going to work anywhere except for maybe level 3 of dungeons. So what I need to do is I need to go to the tavern and get the ascension potions. I basically farmed potions all night so that there'd be enough for the video today. So here we go. Fully ascended Lady Mikage. Now I can actually get some proper gear on her. I want to put, you know what though? It occurs to me I might end up taking gear from Xeno to get Lady Mikage faster, because I think I have only one accuracy banner that has speed on it anyway. Let's see, primary accuracy and substat speed. It's basically just the one that Xeno Gray has. I don't know if I want to take her banner. I could give Xeno Gray a attack banner, but the thing is I still want her to have enough accuracy to land weaken on the clan boss. So this is a little awkward, but I guess I could take the one from Shinigami. What is his name? Burengiri. Because I suppose he doesn't. I mean, he really doesn't need accuracy for what I use him for. If I'm just going to have him to solo Bommel, he can get away with not having accuracy. I just prefer for him to be able to use provoke on the waves. But I could probably just take that. There's the other little bit of RNG where I could go to the clan shop. I've only got 900 coins. But I've purchased all of the champion fragments, so I could get a couple of these and see if we get lucky. I mean, really, we're hoping to get a banner for Shadowkin that has the exact right stat on it. I don't know how likely that is. That's why I kind of stopped buying those after we had enough of them. But let's see. Did I magically get one? What's new? Nothing in Shadowkin at all. We did get a new banner. It's for high elves though. Actually, does this have speed on it? This could turn out to be really good for Arbiter. Anything is possible, right? Let's see what happens if we roll it up to 8. Not speed. That's too bad. Anyway, I want to get Lady Mikage going with enough accuracy, enough speed. So here's what I'm thinking. Because Lady Mikage has her A1 that also activates Xenogray's A1, as long as the two of them are in a team together, giving Lady Mikage more speed is kind of like giving Xenogray more speed in a way, because her A1 uses Xenogray's A1, as long as they're the only two Shadowkin in the team. So I'm going to go ahead and try it on. We're going to need a amulet as well with substat accuracy I might even just say priority accuracy. That's probably the most important thing. Everything else probably doesn't matter. So Burengiri has the best one, but I haven't rolled anything else up. But that's got 2 accuracy rolls on it. So I'm going to take everything that has an accuracy roll on it, and I'm just going to roll twice into it, see if I get any double rolls or even any single rolls. And I'll just take the best one. That's got a single. Can it get a double? Nope. This can maybe get. That got a double. I like it. 27, 28. I mean, it's so close. And they're both HP too. So I could give this one to Burengiri if I wanted a slightly better one. And maybe I do. So I might take Burengiri's. This would probably have to do a triple roll to be comparable. And it didn't roll anything. And a single roll in this one. Just a single, just up to 4. That's at least a guaranteed 18. But I'm going to take the 28, especially if I can upgrade it. I mean, this could be a really good use of this accuracy. It's the only level 16. It's the only level 6 one I have. It rolled a 14. This is actually really good accuracy on this piece now. I was thinking I'd probably need a chest piece, but Lady Mikage can actually use her accuracy aura to make up 80, so she could add that and it would be 250 as long as she's the lead of the party. Although I think I still want to use the speed lead, so what I could do is I could just look at the chest pieces because she's going to be plenty fast now. I mean, her speed, I think, before all of the changes at the tavern, I think she was at 189, and I think she gained 10 speed, but she might have actually gained 15 speed by getting ascended. So I'm going to take an accuracy chest. Has to be an accuracy chest. We could prioritize by speed. And then I could even say, all right, you know what? Just hide the set filters. What does this get us? So I could take something from accuracy itself and pair it with another accuracy piece. I do like the idea of her still being fast, though. So why don't I take a look at what's in speed? Because I could take the one from Seeker, or I could take the one from Diabolist. I don't know if I want to take Seekers, because I do use him in Hydra. Though come to think of it, because he can be useful in Hydra because of his provoke, but the thing is, I think I decided that his provoke was interfering with Wixie's provoke. So I might just go ahead and take this. I think that puts me exactly where I need to be. So accuracy has shot up from the 30 that it was at to the 50 somehow. I guess that's also from Ascension. And now it's up at 230, where I needed it. It's where I need it to be. So I'm still going to need to re-gear Xeno. But I think, yeah, and I want to get her accuracy back up to where it was. So what I'm looking at then is I'm basically taking the accuracy banner that was equipped on Burengiri, and I'm giving it to her. So she is going to be a little slower, but 171's not terrible, particularly with increased speed on the party, so she's probably still going to be going at 1-to-1 with the boss. Come to think of it, with a speed of 171, even without increased speed, that's a 1-to-1 with the boss. So she's probably going at a little better than 1-to-1. So this should work on the boss at least. I'm going to run it now just to make sure it still works. And of course, if it doesn't still work, then then it's going to fail. Um, and I don't want to waste a key. Also, I put Valerie in my second best shield set and tried to make her reasonably fast. I still haven't decided on a set of boots for her because I'm probably just going to go with another set of speed boots. But the idea is she could probably just replace Malkith if I get the advanced quest that says fight the clan boss with a rare. I've already completed it, so it's not here today. But I'm just gonna go in and do the clan boss fight now. And actually, this can be the fun part. Let's see what kind of swag we get from the clan boss. Flat attack chest. That sucks. I'm selling it, and that's it. And we're getting 2 chests from Nightmare. Ooh, a sacred shard. Cool. And that's speed boots. I'll keep that. And ancient shard and an accuracy chest for immortal, which could turn out to be useful, maybe. And actually, I've done every level of clan boss, so why not just see what we get? Hoping for more books, hoping for more shards. The pieces of gear are not terrible either. Although I prefer them to be at least 5-star. Like this is junk. There's just no sense in keeping that. Particularly something at this level. I don't even know why I bother with easy anymore. Forge pass. Oh, I guess I needed to sell stuff. So that worked out. So I want to go back to the tavern. This is important. Also, before we run the clan boss fight, I wanted to get my skills up on Wixie. So we're going to see... So what I really want to make the clan boss 100% consistent, like no matter what gear anybody's in, I could probably even take Lady Mikage out of the reflex gear and maybe put her in, I don't know, something else that's going to offer more utility. But I need this to be on a 3-turn cooldown, so 5 books need to go into here, and it's out of 8. Now, the Codex Intercipio, I'm using this at the beginning of the clan boss fight, and then I'm just never using it again, so for the sake of clan boss, I don't care if I get the cooldowns. But using him elsewhere, if the 2 books end up coming into here, he's going to become a lot more useful everywhere else, particularly if I pair him with any buff extender. So I could basically just pair Wixwell with Lady Mikage, or Wixwell with Malkith Bloodflock. Or even Valerie, if I decide like she's still useful somehow. I do want the provoke off as A1 as well, for the sake of Hydra, so getting the A1 fully booked, I wouldn't complain about that either. I'm just going to go with all 8 books, because I think I'm going to be happy with wherever they go. So Tempest of Knowledge, fully maxed out. That's very cool. So this was maybe the best case scenario, was getting this one. Second best case scenario, I don't know. I don't know if it would have been to get this fully booked first, or getting a slightly better chance at provoke. But a 90% chance of provoke for Hydra is decent. I'll take it. It's consistent enough that, you know, if it fails, we just run it again. But I think that's it. Let's run the clan boss fight. See what it looks like now. So I have all my masteries. Just quickly go over the stats and presets again. Just gonna cycle through them in case you wanted to see them. They were on the previous video. They have not changed. I mean, the stats on Lady Mikage kind of has. Now she's got accuracy. She doesn't really need the accuracy for the clan boss, though. It's for everywhere else. So let's run this, and then let's go to Fire Knight and see if I can get a Fire Knight 20 team working. So 158. This is basically the same damage as last time, so that's good. I was hoping it'd be a little better after all the upgrades, but I realize I didn't really upgrade anything that's relevant to Clan Boss. But also, I was smart, and I took these this time because Uh, it's easy enough to do Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss now. Got 158 million. So let's head back to the dungeons. Fire Knight and 20. I have never done Fire Knight 20 yet. This is my thinking for a team. It's similar to a comment I got from one of you. I decided I would take. So basically, I modeled this off your comment. So thank you very much. And I made two substitutions. Basically, instead of Kale, I am bringing Foley, because Foley also has a 4-hitter that he can employ, but he also has a 4-hitter on his A1. So when doing the ally attacks, we're actually getting a lot of attacks. So we're getting 3 off her, 1 off him, 1 off her. So that's 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, including Armiger. I would greatly prefer Allure if I had her, but I don't. So I have to use Armiger, and basically, for the sake of making it through the waves, because I wasn't killed by the Fire Knight when I tried this, I was killed by the waves. So what we need to do with Lady Mikage is go for the Skittering Death. So I arranged the presets, but I haven't actually tried them yet. So Lady Mikage is coming in with her Skittering Death as her 1 on each of the waves, basically to attempt to control them with stuns the whole time. Foley is just there to do damage to the waves as much as possible. Armiger uses his late rest as much as possible. Sun Wukong is also just there to damage the waves. He's really, like, he could be replaced against the Fire Knight himself. He's maybe one of the least useful members of the party, although he still hits hard. So even against the Fire Knight, his Staff of Wonder is going to smack. Although, now that I think of it, I'm wondering if I should just open with his A1 just to not waste it before the shield is down. But my thinking is the shield will be down by the time Sun Wukong gets his first turn, because Sun Wukong is not fast. So let's run it. I'm not going to do Super Raid. I don't have enough energy for it anyway. But also, I don't know how confident I am that this is even going to work. I'm going to give it about I'll give it a 50%. But Lady Mikage, let's see, her speed is over 200. The waves are usually about 100 speed at this point. So she's going at a 2-to-1 ratio with the enemies. And I think because of this, there's a good chance she'll just keep them under stun the whole time. But I may have to adjust the speed, the preset then, because now we're getting to this wave, and she didn't open with Skittering Death, so they are going to hit some of my guys. That's not good. So I might adjust my presets as such. I lost somebody, so that's already not a great sign. What I might do then is either replace Sun Wukong with a healer reviver, like Jamarsa, or just mess with the presets as long as I'm confident that I can take the waves down before the stuns wear off. Then I could just have her reset her stun by using it once and then shutting it off on the first wave so that it's reset by the second wave. But let's see if we can do it without Foley. It's going to be rough because Foley did have 4 of the hits that I wanted. But Armiger at least has his turn meter depletion. I'll be really impressed if these guys manage to make it without Foley, because it means this team absolutely will work, but it'd work better with them. Also, for the safety of it, I'm wondering if I should just turn off his A2 on this wave, because it might have been better to do the turn meter depletion on that in-between move. Right now, he's going to alternate between them. Yeah, we can't take too many hits like that. That's going to get really ugly really fast. So, yeah, simple fix. Next time I run this fight, I am going to turn off Lady Mikage's Skittering Death after the first time she uses it. Which I think I can do. Because come to think of it, the first move she's doing is a metamorph. And after she metamorphs, it's no longer the opening move. So I don't know if I open with a move and then shut it off, if that's going to count. Let's find out together. I'm impressed that this is working, though. Because really, Foley was there for the 4 extra hits, and it might turn out that I don't even need him. Which means I probably could just put a Reviver in there for the greater stability of everything. He is kind of the wrong affinity for Fire Knight as well. So yeah, that completely worked. So I'm going to grab some energy. Where am I going to grab the energy from? Maybe I can get some from here. There we go. We'll get the 80 from here. So I'm going to go back to the presets. I am going to look at... And I'm going to rename this because you know what? This is Fire Knight 20. It works. I don't have to worry about lower levels of Fire Knight. Foley, you keep doing what you're doing. Lady Mikage. So let's say I take Skittering Death and go open and then don't use. And also Metamorph don't use. This is what I'm thinking. Unless it doesn't work because technically this was the opening move and then it skips the Skittering Death and does something else. Guess we're about to find out if that's how it works. It can be 1 on the second wave, though. That doesn't have to change. Is there anything else I wanted to change? I mean, the later rest honestly does not do that much damage. Armiger could be doing more. So maybe for the safety of it, this is another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it off just so that it's the only thing he ever does. It could make the runs longer. It could make the runs more stable, and maybe it won't make a difference. I'm not sure. Let's find out. And I was wrong. It didn't work. She's not using it at all. So this could actually be very bad. I could... nope, wasn't fast enough. I'm thinking I could come in before her turn and just force her to use Skittering Death before anything really bad happens. Something bad happened. Ugh. I am disgusted by this. So, maybe I'm just better off with a Reviver in that slot. So I could put Tagore in that slot, because Tagore has 2 hits on his A1, which is a little bit better than what Jamarsa's got, but Jamarsa is a 6-star unit right now. So I might prefer to have her in the party. But as long as Tagore stays alive, it's probably fine. So maybe I'll use him just because he's got a 2nd hit. Although, come to think of it, Tagore's magic, which is the wrong affinity for this. And Jamarsa is a more appropriate affinity. I could also try another ally attacker in that slot, but again, it kind of means what I need to do is I need to make sure I have enough crowd control to stop the waves. So maybe I need to bring in a 2nd crowd controller. I just don't have anyone else that's going to be as good as Lady Mikage. I could bring Bellower. Lady Bellower's super solid. He's 5-star ascended on this account. He's got decreased defense, decreased attack, decreased speed. He has skill lockouts, and he's in a stun set. And he has, I think he has Fearsome Presence. I hope I gave him Fearsome Presence. So that means he's got a 23% chance to stun everybody every time he takes an attack. So that's another option. I could also take a look at Neldor Rhineblade. I have not fully built him, but I have used him against Fire Knight in the past. He does have freezes. And he has decreased speed, which can also help slow down the Fire Knight. That could be one thing that I could say is missing. Decreased speed is going to make this more stable too. And Armiger just got an extra turn there, because Armiger's in Relentless. So that's some nice little RNG that can help swing things back into my favor. I'm going to take a look through the Rolodex of Champions. That's what I'm going to do. Look through the Rolodex of Champions and see who's going to make this the most stable. But the team seems to work with Foley dying. So there's a part of me thinking, I've solved it. I've got a team that works. It basically just needs to... it just needs to keep me running as it is. Somebody in this slot would need to be the guy that gets killed. I don't know. So Lady Mikage, this didn't work. I can't just open with Skittering Death and then shut it off. So I have to call that a 1 priority. So she metamorphs. She uses Skittering Death. Here she will not metamorph. She will prioritize Skittering Death. And here she will metamorph and prioritize her Imperial Decree. Okay. So the problem at this point is Foley. So what do I do? One option is we could look at who's got either, not buffs, but debuffs. So the good crowd control ones are probably freeze or stun. I'm going to have to highlight them one at a time, I suppose. Those would be the two to look at, I think. It'd also be good to get decreased speed, especially if I can get the big one. So that's another option, getting in decreased speed. Jamarsa, it says she has it, but you know what? She only gets that with Chronum. So that's kind of unfortunate. We've got High Katoon. We have Countess Lix. This is another champion I should probably build, although you know what? She's the wrong affinity for the Force Fire Knight, so I should bear the affinity in mind. We can look at Neldor Rhineblade. The thing that worries me is that he's probably also just going to die because he's very squishy right now. How many hit points does he have as a 4-star? He's got 13,000. I don't love that. So, who else do we have? For freezes, really no one. So for stuns, we got Stun Wukong. He's got them on his A1. We got Borangiri. Borangiri is another neat option, come to think of it. We've also got Dur, who would fill the Reviver role. He's got stuns on his A1. But the thing is, at this point, who cares? It'd be more, is he a good enough Reviver? But I could have a better Reviver. What do you guys think? What do you think is the most appropriate 5th member of this team? Feel free to let me know in the comments. I am going to make a decision now, though, because I want somebody I'm going to be happier with. So I think I'm probably just going to go with a Reviver. I could go with Malkuth, too. I mean, he does have a Revive. He doesn't heal himself. That's the one thing I'm kind of worried about. That he just end up taking a little too much damage. He's a perfect affinity, though. Jamarsa does heal herself, though. So maybe I'll just go with Jamarsa. Her decreased speed doesn't exactly work. And we got Bellower. There's still a lot of RNG with Bellower. This is the problem. So I'm going to go There was also Tagore, right? Because he's got 2 hits on his A1. And I did like that a little better. I think I'm going to go with Jamarsa. I think that's the key. I mean, there's also Wixie, come to think of it. I mean, he'd be nice and sturdy. He's got the kind of weird provoke thing on his A1. If he spreads it around, he could be provoking them into hitting him. He attacks 2 times. So that's a little bit better for the ally attack, a little bit better for breaking the shield. He's got the decrease attack. That's also important. I don't know if anybody else on the team is decreasing the Fire Knight's attack in case the Fire Knight gets a turn. Though it looks like I can probably manage to make sure he doesn't. I'm going to use Wixie. Before I try a Reviver, I'm going to use Wixie. I thought I needed him, but maybe Wixie can get the job done. And I'm not even going to bother with any presets. I'm just gonna let him do his thing. And also, putting increased defense on the whole party means Armiger is going to do a little more damage as a nice little side bonus. Also, am I ready to run a super raid? Why the hell not? Because I figure worst thing that can happen is I lose one person again. That one person would probably be Xenogray, come to think of it. Because she's the wrong affinity, so she's going to be the one that they target. Xenogray has her passive, though. So anybody tries to kill her, she just gets right back up. Sun Wukong kind of ditto. He's got his passive that gets him up even after he's dead. I think this team could have it. I don't know if this is necessarily a 100% team, but I think it's probably in the neighborhood of 98 or 99%. And there's the skittering death. And say, okay, he's the only one that didn't get stunned. Why don't you guys zero in on him? Yeah, Wixie's making it work. I am super happy with Wixie. I might take this opportunity to just remind you, Plarium, don't nerf this guy. He is amazeballs. So we get the ally attack. I'd still prefer if the ally attack got it down all the way, but I'll still take it. So I think Armiger's going to get his first turn before this fills up. Now I'm wondering if there's enough crowd control that the waves still get handled. If I could just put a second ally attacker on Sun Wukong. So instead of Sun Wukong, it might be like Farrakhan the Fat. In fact, it would have to be Farrakhan the Fat. He's the only other ally attacker on the account that is guaranteed to use the other 4. That may not be necessary, though, and I think with Sun Wukong, we handle the waves faster. So this basically solves Fire Knight. Meaning, for this account, I really think the last remaining issue is Spider. So I'm going to have to figure out a team for Spider. That might be the next episode. I don't know that I've got anything else to show you guys before I tackle the Spider team. But I think this about wraps it up for Fire Knight. I'd still love it if I had a wave that took down the Fire Knight's shield in the first turn, rather than letting it kind of cut so close. But I don't know, Armiger's getting the job done. Armiger is another champion that I gotta say, like, Plarium, please never nerf Armiger. He's such a badass. We need more uncommons like Armiger. But anyway, I think that's about all I got for you guys today. I'm just gonna... How many times do I need to run this? Well, I've run it 3, apparently. I thought that if you ran it on a double, it counted for double. Because it does with some of the missions. Maybe with this one it doesn't. That's interesting. I'm going to run it on double again and see if it comes up short again. If it does, then I'll just run it as a single the rest of the time. Maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, I could probably just keep running that for the duration of CVC. But anyway, I'm just sort of rambling. And you know what? There is one other thing that I could do just for fun. Because I mean, there's an event going on right now. I'm kind of tempted to just pull all these. There's an event going on, the anniversary path. I don't know that there's anything particularly sexy on this list, other than, like, I'd love to get this book, but now that we're taking down the Ultra Nightmare clan boss, we actually have a decent chance of getting a book for a change. But it's probably just more about the souls. There's a good chance of getting higher level souls. What is it? I think it's the 5-star and 6 stars are likelier to pop out of the mortal and immortal soul stones. It's not a bad idea. I think I'll pull them. How much room do I have? I got room for 15. Really, I could start putting some of this on my champions. I don't need 2 Demythosouls. I don't know why I have 2. I guess it was in the hopes that that would somehow pan out, but it didn't ever look likely. I might keep the soul for him, actually, just in case. Because Sentinel can be a really handy champion to fight against Hydra. I'm trying to remember if I had a soul for him already, though. We'll just have to check quickly. So Sentinel. Oh, I already have a soul on my Sentinel, and I don't need a second. So that's good to know. So I could just come here. I haven't even checked out the soul merchant. What if there's something really good here? Like, look, there's one for Malkith. That would actually improve the clan boss damage. That's good to know. I'm going to put a pin in that because you know what? Malkith is in our ×8 chances. So let's say I pull a Malkith soul, it would then seem pretty stupid that I bought one. But if I go to the soul collection just for a moment, I'm just going to sell this off. And how many mortal... anyway, we can get all that stuff. You can't do anything else with these coins anyway. Let's pull some mortal soul stones. So, RNGesus, give us something we asked for. I just realized I forgot my lucky hat, but you know what? I don't seriously believe in RNGesus or the luck. I just do it for show. A lot of people might not know that about me. Or, you know, maybe you guessed that. So we got one for Corpulent Cadaver, who's on the wish list, because I kind of wanted to make him work with the shield team. I could try running him, come to think of it. Is this the first soul for him? I think I already put a 1-star soul on him. I'll just have to quickly check. Corp. Yeah, he's already got the 1-star soul, so we don't need that. So let's pull another 10. So we're getting a Valerie one. Ooh, we got Ancora. That's super useful. And we got yet another one for Corpulent Cadaver. That is not super useful. Valerie, I think, has already got a 1-star blessing, so we could ditch the Valerie blessings and we could ditch the Corpulent Cadaver blessings right now because we have them already. So if we look at the 1-stars, already got those, already got those. Sell them when you feel it is time. There we go. And actually, I have this guy. I could put the 1-star blessing on him. I really could. Probably never going to use these either. I mean, is there any point in keeping these Armands and Raglan souls? Like, it'd be nice just in case I get them. But what are the odds that I'm ever going to get them? There's zero. I'm going to sell them. So I'll do another 10 pull. Yeah, there's just enough. We got 35 out of 50 souls, so I could do another 10 pull, and I can pull 4 more. And then I'll pull the big one. And then we'll call it a day. So this is the last 10 pull. We got another one from Malkith. It's a 3-star now. Wow. Cool. I mean, maybe what I should have done is switched it away from Malkith, because at this point it's just overkill. Like, it could have been it could have been somebody else. Is there anybody else? I mean, I've already got a 2-star blessing on Jamarsa. Actually, maybe it's only a 1-star blessing. Burengiri is another one that could benefit from a blessing. Maybe we'll just make it Burengiri for now. Just because bolstering Burengiri would be helpful. And also, why not awaken Ancora? So she's got her 2-star blessing. She's going to become a really important champ on this account then. And this guy's going to take his 3-star blessing to the bank. That's going to make him better at clan boss. And it's fun because those two champions are also both in the same faction. Oh, we've even got a Skullcrown soul. Neat. The 2nd star actually improves her attack. And that's a 3rd champion from the same faction. So my Knights Revenant faction team is now going to be hugely powerful. They're probably my best faction now. Come to think of it. Like, if I just include everything that I've got and I say faction, Knights Revenant. I mean, look at these guys. I can probably finally clear faction wars with them because we have a reviver in a bolster set. We have another reviver in a shield set. And the shield and the bolster actually just amplify one another. Skullcrown does most of the damage that I need. We could just use Pharsalus and Golden Reaper to keep the team going fast and tough. Actually, maybe Pharsalus doesn't add much because Ancora also brings the strengthen buff. So I probably need to think about who my 5th member would even be. Anyway. I got 5 more to pull. Let's pull them now. Actually, after just for a moment, I realized that the wish list, I probably could replace her with... Who do I really want to go for at this point? Getting a nice blessing for... Man, I'm thinking Bivold? But I need to make sure Bivold doesn't already have one. No, there he is. And Bivold does have one. And really, the 1st star for Bivold is all I really care about because it gives him the biggest boost that you need. He's getting his plus 7,500 HP, and he's getting a little bit of a smite. So it might be good to try to push for a higher blessing for him. I don't know. I mean, I have so few legendaries on the account as it is. Maybe I want to make it count as licks then. That's probably what makes the most sense. So I'll change it to count as licks. Just in case it matters. So we're getting a rare. It's Ghoulish Ranger. never going to build Ghoulish Ranger. We're getting an Eris Perfect Soul. That's kind of cool. I do have a whole bunch of Erises kind of piling up in the account. Normally, Eris is one of my favorite clan boss champions. And we have yet another Skullcrown Soul that I don't need. So here's the Immortal Soulstone. This is the big one. This is the big one. So come on, RNGesus. And it's Lich. Kind of a subpar champion. Oh well. So that's enough excitement for today. How did we do in the event? So we got 5,700. That really doesn't look like it gets us very far along the track. Because I mean, the first thing you got to do is you got to come down and get this key. I'm not hugely interested in this track, to be honest. This whole path, because I mean, the rewards are okay if you were going to pull souls anyway, which I decided I was. So I don't know what I'm going to pull. Maybe I'll hold off until tomorrow. I am going to do some more champion training because at this point, the next champion to train up then is going to have to be Ancora. I mean, she's ready to go. She's got really good gear already. She just needs a decent banner. And she's got a blessing. And I'm thinking probably her blessing should probably be the emergency heal. This is what I'm thinking. Heals a champion whenever a shield buff placed on them expires or is removed or broken. Because she's starting in a bolster, so that's already going to be useful there. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. And she also has a skill that places a shield. It's her cleanse. So she's placing a shield and strengthen. If someday I have enough books for her, she might even get books right after I finish building Wixie. It makes sense for her to be the next priority champion, just because she is that good. But I did already start booking Eastrid. They went into her A1, unfortunately. But at this point, I think she's got to go to the back of the queue. As much as I'd love to get these cooldowns down. But there is a decent chance of getting legendary books now that we're regularly handling the Ultra Nightmare Clan boss. Do I have another key yet? Nah, it's in 17 minutes. So I think that's about all I got for you guys today. So thanks for stopping by. See you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.